That brings up Jake Rogers. So far, the offense tonight has been quiet.
There's some damage.
Like Jake Rogers
with a two-run blast.
Roger has
the board.
It's a great sign for...
What is going on, everyone? It's the Detroit Collector here with another video. I hope you enjoyed that clip that you just saw to start off the video. That was actually me who caught that home run ball. That was my wife and I went to the Tigers game 2 Fridays ago, and as the video shows, I caught the home run ball from Jake Rogers in the stands in the outfield. So I put it in this ball cube. I put some stats on it as well on, about the game. The game was May 12th at Comerica Park. Detroit Tigers playing Seattle. That was Jake Rogers' 5th home run of the season, the 15th of his career. And yeah, just 35 years ago in the baseball games and finally catch a home run ball. So crazy. That's definitely something that I'll cherish for the rest of my life. Okay, why is everyone here? This video is for tips and tricks for the National. So we are 2 months away right now from the National, the Super Bowl of sports cards, sports memorabilia, autographs. This is it. This is what everyone waits for every year. This is just, it's the best show in the country by far. And I've been to a few of them already. So I have some experience with the National. And I think I can give some good tips and tricks for anyone who is going for the first time, or, some tricks that they haven't thought of before, to help them out, make their National experience that much better. So I got my little list right here just to keep on track and just remember what I'm going to be saying. I'm going to give you 10 tips and tricks in this video. We're going to make this video hopefully super quick. The Nationals in Chicago this year. Chicago's a great city. I'm from Michigan, so I go to Chicago every year. So much to do there. It's a great city to host the National. The convention center there, it's huge, great center to hold it. It's one of the best spots to do the National. So very happy it's in Chicago. Tip number 1, when you get there, your first day, you gotta walk the entire floor. When you first walk into the National, you're gonna be overwhelmed, man. Especially if this is your first time going to the National. You're gonna see this place, and it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be unlike any other sports card show you've ever been to. And right when you first walk in, you're gonna be hit with some incredible things. You're gonna be hit with, some Babe Ruth memorabilia, or cards you've never seen before, or just crazy stuff that they usually put for a purpose right at the front door. So I mean, you walk right in there and they hit you with some incredible stuff, and you need to walk the entire floor when you first get there. Don't walk in first row, you see a card and you make that purchase right away, and then half your funds are gone already. Walk the floor first, get a feel for everything, see where everything is at. It is so large, and there are so many tables there that it's very overwhelming. I will be the first to say it's a very overwhelming sports card show to go. But go look around, look at each table, look at what they're doing, look at what they're selling. Is this a vintage table? Is this all modern? Are they doing memorabilia here? Oh, this is the card I was looking for. It's at this table. Do a walk around when you first get in there. Just get a feel for the floor, get a feel for where everything is at. You won't regret it. If you go right in and you hit it off, first 10 minutes and you spend all your funds, and then you go down start walking around a little more and like, oh wow, there's a card here for even a better deal. You know, you're gonna kick yourself in the butt for doing that. So just walk the floor first. Tip number 1. Second, prior to going to the National, I highly suggest you bring a list of things you want. Okay, right here, I got my Hall of Fame collection. This is my my list of all the cards I want. I highly suggest you bring a list of what you want. Focus in on cards that you are looking for. The National is the place to find it, okay? The National is probably the only place, only show in this country where you're almost most certain you're gonna find the card you're looking for, or the cards you're looking for. Aside from like those real rare ones that you don't, pop 5, haven't seen them since 2017 on the auction site. Those are the ones, you know, you might not see, but there's a very good chance the cards you are looking for, or the sets something in the sets you are looking for, will be at the National. As I said in tip number 1, it is a huge show. There are tons of tables. There are tons of cards there. You are going to be hit from every direction on cards, okay? Go into the National with a plan. Bring a list of what you want to find there and stick to the list, because you're going to be, when you're walking around, you're going to see something in your eye, and on the corner of your eye, like, oh, and sporadic buy. You're going to buy that, and then it's like, you're going to go down, and you're going to find that one piece that you've been looking for this whole time, and then you're not going to have the money, and you're just going to be like, dang, I wish I wouldn't have spent it on this. Go in with a plan. Go in with a list of cards. Walk the floor. Go in with this. Walk the floor. Also bring a backpack or a bag or something around you. I always bring a backpack with me to hold this, because I don't want to hold this around the whole show. So just bring a backpack. You throw stuff in there, throw some snacks, some water. That's a side tip, extra tip. Water and snacks, always bring those because you're gonna be walking around a lot. But bring a backpack, put your list in there, walk the floor, go in with a game plan. That's tip number 2. Tip number 3, in your backpack with your list, bring a notebook. This is what I bring. This is the exact notebook I bring every year to the National. Right here, we got the Thomas Newman collection pen. I love this pen. This is a beautiful, nice pen from the Memory Lane 2021 auction. Bring a notebook. This is what I want you to do. You go and you're walking around the floor first time. Each table is going to have a number with that, and the rows are going to be listed above. You're walking over and you see, I see the beautiful T206. I want you to take the notebook, write down the table, write down the aisle, and write down the card you saw. Keep a list as you're going around for the first time on the floor. You see some cards you want, you write down that table, you write down that aisle, so you can come back to that table and aisle down the line. And if you walk the floor and you're like, man, this was the best card I saw, that right in my price range, I gotta go back and get it. You look in the notebook, you see exactly where it's at, what table, what row it is, because I'm telling you, when I go to the National, it is, like I said, I'm gonna keep being the horse right here. I'm gonna keep repeating myself. It is gigantic. You are gonna get lost. I get lost at the National every year. I get lost, and I'll be walking, and I'll be like, man, where did I see that one card? Where did I see that autographed baseball? And if I don't have this book, I'm completely lost. I'm walking around in circles trying to find this place, and then 30 minutes, I'm just walking, trying to find the table for that one card. So bring a notebook, walk around, look at each table. It's a beautiful Christy Mathewson. Write it down. Keep looking. Keep walking. Come back to it. Come back to it if that's the card you want. Okay. Tip number 4. This is for any show really. It doesn't have to be for the national. Don't be afraid to ask, for a little help on the price right here. Most of the time, dealers, they're willing to drop the price. The tag on the price tag on the card is not always the price they are going to sell it for. Dealers, they always going to put it a little high, so there's some negotiation. So don't be afraid to ask for, hey, can you knock off 10-15 bucks off this? Or hey, can we put these two together and knock off 20 bucks? Don't be afraid to ask for some deals at the show, because most of the times they'll say, yeah, I can knock off 10 bucks from it or whatever, or what's the worst that can happen? They just say no, and then you're like, oh, then you just decide, okay, is it worth it to spend the full amount, or can I find something better? So don't try to always pay sticker price. Just see if you can negotiate. That's with any show really. So that's tip number 4. Tip number 5 is going to be a conscious decision on your behalf. Okay, so it's going to be, when do I pull the trigger on the card? So let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. There are two times where there are 2 times in the show where the prices, where you need to decide if that's the right time to buy. So my personal opinion, the best time to buy is the last day of the show, Sunday. That is because, the card's been out there for the whole show. Dealers looking to get rid of it. They're going to drop the price. So you will find the best deals on Sunday. Or they'll just negotiate with you and they'll drop it on Sunday because they want to get rid of the car. They want to make money. That's what they're there for. It's a business. So Sunday is the best time to buy cars. So if you can hold off on buying that card that you want till Sunday, do it. However, if it's a card that you know is going to just get sold as soon as someone else sees it, if it's a rare card, if it's a great deal, you pull the trigger first day. I know a lot of people are going to say, like, don't do that, Eric, wait a few days for it to drop. There will be regret if you hold off to it and then you're like, you thought they were going to not sell the card and it ends up getting sold, and now you don't, it's Sunday, you don't have the card you want, and now you're stuck with no cards at all, and you got to go around looking for whatever. So the last day and the first day, those are the 2 main days to buy cards. The first day the prices are going to be higher, just because it's the first day. But the first day, if you're buying a card, it has to be a rare card. You have to have walked around. You don't see anything around it. It has to be, something you don't see all the time, and it's just going to get sold right away. You got to pull that trigger really quick. So unfortunately, that's a conscious decision on your behalf. If you think it's going to get sold, you're not going to regret it. Okay, if that's the card you want for your collection, go for it first day. If you think it's going to be around a few more days, if it's a set that's more common than these ones that you don't see often, and you can wait till Sunday. Sunday is the best day to buy cards. That's just plain and simple. The dealer wants to get rid of it. So a tip, I mean, that probably didn't really help. I mean, probably didn't really help out that much, but just make a conscious decision on when you think you can buy the cards. That's pretty much the gist of that. Tip number 6: talk to people around you. This is the National. These are people with your mindset also. Like if you're going to a table full of T206s, and you see other people over there, talk to them. See what they, oh, do you collect T206s? Oh, really? What's in your collection? Oh, wow, you have this card, or you have this card. Oh, I wish you had this. I wish I had this card. That's awesome. Talk to these people. Talk to the dealers. A lot of these people have been collecting their whole lives. It's just a great place to get together with like-minded individuals. Everyone's here for a reason, because we love collecting cards, because we love the chase, we love the history behind it, we love our collections. We're all in the same boat here. So just you can walk away with making some good friends if you just ask them, wow, that's a beautiful card you have there. How long have you had that, and stuff like that. So talk to people around you. Don't be afraid, because a lot of people are just like you. We're just people collecting cardboard, honestly. Okay, tip number 7. This is for my autograph people. So National, you have like 50 athletes there signing autographs. If you're gonna get an autograph, look. Autograph, I'm shooting this Saturday before Memorial Day. The prices for autographs are gonna come out May 31st. They said, look, the prices are gonna be expensive. They're always expensive at the National. They're always a lot more than you see at other places. That's just what comes with the National. So biggest event of the year, you're gonna be paying some high prices for the autographs. So just be aware of that, going into this. If you are going to get autographs, if you're going to purchase some autographs from some of these athletes, I usually do every year. I usually do 1 or 2, because I just don't see these people around, and a lot of them are role models, heroes of mine. So it's cool to just go over there and kind of shake their hand and just get their autographs and everything. But autographs, so there's always going to be a long line for autographs. You're always going to wait, depending on the individual. I remember 2 years ago when I went to see Barry Sanders, I waited in like 2-hour line. So be prepared for long lines. But the tip I want to give with autographs, so bring your own merchandise, or bring your own memorabilia to get signed. Don't go to the National and try to buy, baseballs, or try to buy basketballs or a jersey for them to sign. Don't wait for the National to buy those. Purchase those items prior to the National and bring them to the National. So let me give you an example. A few years ago, Calvin Murphy, he's a Hall of Fame basketball player. He was giving away free autographs for the VIP ticket holders to the National. And I knew he was going to be signing autographs. So I bought a basketball here at home prior to going to the National. I took it to the National. And I remember when Calvin Murphy was signing autographs, I was waiting in line with the basketball to sign from him. And I had a few guys come up to me and he's like, hey, where'd you get that basketball? Where'd you get that basketball? Because no one was selling basketballs at the National to have signed. So I would just tell them, oh, I just brought this from home. I bought it at a sports store at home and I brought it to the National. So bring your baseballs. The baseballs at the National to have signed, they're going to be more expensive than usual, you're not going to find basketballs there, and so bring the basketballs. If you're going to get some basketballs or footballs, then they don't have that kind of inventory there, and if they do, it's going to be really expensive. And if you plan on trying to buy it outside of the National, I'm going to be honest with you, there's no sports stores around the National Convention at the convention center. So bring your jerseys, bring your basketballs, bring your baseballs, whatever you're going to get signed from these individuals. Purchase it before the show. Purchase it on like Amazon or at your local sports store. Bring it to the keep it in your car. Bring it to the National. Have it signed. You won't regret it. So that's the tip for the autograph guys on here. Tip number 8, enjoy the events around you. Look, the National is not just a card show. It's so much more than that. There are trade nights there. There are meetups. I know there's a few YouTube content creator meetups going on there. Don't just go for the card show. Go to the events afterwards. Go to the trade nights. Talk with people. See if you can trade or something. Go to these content creator events. Meet other people or that you watch and just hang out with them. Have some drinks with them. Have some laughs. Talk sports cards. This is what it's about. It's not just about the cards. The card show. It's about the community. It's about meeting, again, people who are just like you. And if you look at anyone else's videos who have been to the National, every single one of them will say that the best part is just the community and getting together with your friends and talking about sports cards and talking about the hobby we all love. That is what the National is really about. So go to those events. Also, tip number 9, go to the city. Get out, Rosemont is 20 to 30 minutes from Chicago. Go to the city. Go to Chicago. Chicago is a beautiful city. I love Chicago. I go there every year, and I drive there, 4-hour drive from Detroit. I go there every year because it's a beautiful city. They have so much to do there. Go to the city, get some Chicago deep dish pizza. Geno's East pizza. Get it. If you're a pizza person, guy or gal, Geno East, go get some deep dish pizza. You will not regret it. It is great. It's some of the best pizza you'll have. If you're from New York or something, you probably disagree with me, but Geno's Eats for pizza. Get some hot dogs. Get some brats. There's so much good food in Chicago. Go to a ball game. Last few years it's been Chicago. The Cubs have not been playing. I usually like going to the Cubs games when I'm in Chicago because it's Wrigley Field. It's historic. And I'm a Detroit Tigers. I don't want to go to the White Sox. They're our rivals. So unfortunately, again, Chicago Cubs is not playing this the same weekend as the National, and it's a bummer. But the Chicago White Sox are, and I will be going to the Chicago White Sox game. So go watch a White Sox game too if you want, or go to the art museum. Or there's so much to do in Chicago. So take a break one night. If you're going with your wife, my wife's coming along this year to the National. If you got your wife, your significant other, your boyfriend, spend one night in Chicago and just have some fun and enjoy the city. It's only 30 minutes away from the convention center. And tip number 10, just enjoy. Man, this is what we all look forward to every year. It's just so much fun. This is the Super Bowl of sports card shows. This is, it's more than just cards. A lot of people, they get too personal with this, they get too they get too personal with this hobby. They get too frustrated. They get too, they make it more than what it is. And it shouldn't be. It's, it's just cardboard, guys. It's just baseballs. It's just, it's so, go in and just enjoy and have fun. Don't take it so seriously. Don't go in, oh, I gotta get this card. If I don't, and this whole show is gonna be a waste. It's a waste of money. No, that's not what the show is about. The show is about just going there, being filled in the room with all these people who just love doing the same thing that you do, and love, collecting cardboard, love collecting autographs. It's one of the highlights of the year, especially if for the hobby, if you love this hobby so much. So just enjoy it. Just enjoy every second of it, and just have a blast. That's really what it's all about. Just enjoying it. So those are our top 10 tips for the National. Hope you guys got something out of this. If you haven't, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Again, I'll be going to the National this year again. Thursday to Saturday, I'll be there. And it's a great time. Looking forward to it. Happy Memorial Day weekend as well. I hope everyone has a relaxing, beautiful weekend. Get the brats out, get the hot dogs out, get the beers out, get the sports cars out, and enjoy the weekend.